Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Bambu Lab A1 printer and the updates for all the issues that they were having a couple months ago. Just to bring you up to speed on where we're at right now, December 14th, 2023, the A1 printer was released by Bambu Lab, and they were selling like hotcakes. A lot of people were buying them, and we're having a good time with those. Um, Unfortunately, in late January, there were some issues that were coming up about those machines, namely the rear strain relief, where the wiring comes out of the base and comes around to the heated bed. There were some issues at that junction right there. People were having some melted wires and stuff like that. The housings around them were showing burnt or splattered. It didn't look very good. So on January 28th, Bambu Lab reacted rather quickly to being notified about this issue, and they asked for everybody that was having the issues send them back so we can fix this, or contact us so we can fix these. I think at that point in time, it became much more apparent that it was a larger issue than what they had originally thought. As on February 4th, they just asked everybody to stop using the printers completely, no matter if they were showing signs of an issue or not. And then they gave people two different options. The first option was you could return the printer, or you could keep the printer, and they would send you out the affected parts when the time came that they had them available. And that time is coming up very, very soon now. So some people took their machines back to where they bought them from, or sent them back to Bambu Lab. And then others, a smaller group, I think, actually just kept their machines. So that's where we are at the moment. Unfortunately, this has put a little bit of a damper on introducing their new CPO, Spaghetti the Cat. Congratulations, Spaghetti, on your position there over at Bambu Lab. I hope you are successful at your position of chasing mice. All right. So if you look on Bambu Lab's website here in the United States, or most other places, actually, it's going to show that it's going to be available around May. And this has been the case for at least the past month. It's been showing it this way. Oddly enough, if you go to their global site, it does show that they're available in these shipping locations. So I don't know if they're being sent the existing A1s, or if they're being sent these new ones. Not really sure what they're showing up there with. But anyway, so now Bambu Lab has put on their Instagram page. Why they haven't added that to the page for the blog, I don't know. All they had to really do was just cut and paste this information over there, but they haven't done that as of yet. But here's what they've said, that lessons are learned the hard way. And now the new heat bed cable, they've done a full travel durability test over 12 million times. So this is the new cable and heat bed that they're going to be putting on the machines. The initial thoughts are, you can see a few different changes in this photo once you see the other photos that I'll show you. But the one thing that you can see here is that little yellow tag. If you zoom into it, it says avoid excessive bending. So do with that which you will. I think that's a CYA sticker. Anyway, the post that goes along with it talks about here, and it is that the new heat bed units are arriving at local warehouses and are going to be shipping off to the customers soon. So I would suspect that means in the next week or two, you'll start seeing these things showing up at people's houses. The revised heat bed unit features several updates to ensure durability, and the following photos that they included with it show those improvements. Additionally, the A1 is going to be restocked globally in their store around the first week of May. So they are being shipped to their locations. Now, I would assume that also means that they're going to be shipping those to Micro Center or whatever other retailers as well around that first week of May. So here's the other additional pictures that they put along with that. The first one is showing that they beefed up the cable. One, you can see the nylon sleeving here, which is one of the things that you could see here on this first page, that they've added that instead of the just the corded wire. I would assume that's for additional support. They've added thickened insulation, Kevlar reinforcement to the wires itself. And then it also says a thinner copper. I think it's kind of funny because that's doesn't look like copper wire. That looks like aluminum wire in these photos, but it's not a real photo. It's a computer generated image. So we'll look past that. Anyway, I think some people are going to get confused with that term thinner copper, and I believe I can fix that for you. So what they're referring to is the strand itself. I don't think they're talking about the cross section of the size wire. So if it was a 14 gauge, it's still going to be a 14 gauge, just has thinner wires inside of it. That allows for it to bend more. Like a welding wire has a whole bunch of strands in there. I forget how many strands right offhand, but it doesn't really matter. But it's a very flexible cable. But if you grab a piece of wire out of your wall, it's a single piece of copper, and it doesn't bend very easily. That's what I believe they're referring to in this photo here. The next thing that they are talking about is that the wire winding itself. The winding of wire, such as what they're showing is in the old one, it does help with the flexibility of the wire. So what they're saying here is that they have done a tighter wind of these, and which will allow for more flexibility of that wire. So another type that they're using on that. The last part that they've done here is showing here with the strain relief itself. I think this is probably the most interesting part to me. And that is, you can see on the top there, the old design, and then the bottom is the new design. So they've extended that strain relief out and done it with a design that is by itself more flexible and more forgiving, because where the cable comes into that strain relief, that's where the problems were really showing up. But having the lower design with the reliefs cut into the strain relief, it will also aid with more flexibility there. It's also longer, so it's going to support more of the cable itself. The other interesting thing I thought about this was that they are changing the color, so from black to white. And that's a really good idea, because then at a glance, you can tell if the machine has the updated bed or been changed. So you can also see that here, I think, on this original picture here, right at the base there, it doesn't look like that's just a shine on the cable. It looks like that's the white strain relief. So the photo was actually taken with the new strain relief on there, not just to cover over the wiring and sticker. So those are pretty good updates to the design of the wiring itself. So pretty interesting things to look at and see. Just why they haven't updated that to their blog yet, I don't know. The only place that I've been able to find this so far has been on Instagram. So we'll see. I'm assuming that they'll make the adjustments on there with their marketing and stuff here in the next couple of days. But that is all that we have for you today. So if you learned anything or enjoyed this type of content, please show a like and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated, and we'll keep at it. I mean, I even changed the light on the the Star Wars wad of green for this video. So that's worth a like by itself, I think, right? It is. All right. So until next time, peace out, sauerkraut.